afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Friday, May 10, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We're having quite an interesting information call tonight on the Reverse Aging Health Call. Suggest you take notes. When we have a deep, welcoming mind, it creates an enlightened mindset where we actually feel, see, and understand the divine perfection of this life. We become more interesting people as we stop wasting our energy trying to negate others, ourselves, or continuously be upset with the way life is. And a mind that is free from all judgments of ourselves and others, we naturally appreciate it all. We can see that the glass is both half empty and half full at the same time. And we can feel this infinite empty universe all around us. And also sense how the sun is always rising somewhere on the planet, sharing and radiating its brilliant light. It's a training. You know, I talked with someone yesterday evening, and they wanted me to teach them how to be, free of the ego mind and everything. And I said, well, the first steps are to forgive yourself of all the things that you feel that you feel that you need to be forgiven for. Genuinely, through the heart-mind, and embrace and love all parts of yourself, both the bad and the good. And that kind of knocked them out. They didn't realize that was, I guess they felt that you could just snap it all together and it'd be done deal, take a very short period of time. Few minutes or so. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So they kind of exited after I mentioned that. We can, when you look at all of the universe, all right, look at night, you look up the sky, and during the day, if it's a blue sky, you see blue sky. That's it. And you look at the blue sky, and it seems infinite. Because there doesn't seem to be anything blocking the expanse. And there really isn't. And it's the same way with us. We're pure energy, the gods that we are. Pure love energy. Love, light, highest frequency energy, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, forever. That's what's in these bodies. Which means, and we're part of the one. So we're all the one. We're all the God. We're part of the God, the pure consciousness, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. So what does that mean? Well, what it means is that every one of us will eventually be able, through our spiritual ascension, to connect with it, which means everything, everywhere, and beyond. It means that you can be anywhere you choose in an instant period. Now, I'm not talking about the body. I'm talking about the God that you are. See, when we leave these bodies, if we haven't connected, let's say that we are connected anyway, but the illusion is that we aren't connected with the God that we are. So we're immersed in the material physical world. And it's tough to do anything else because we're so acclimated to it. Generation after thousands and thousands and thousands of lifetimes, we're acclimated to it. So we come into a new body and the same thing, okay? We become programmed and conditioned, and then we fill our lives with whatever. But how many of us do you believe that leave the body know exactly who and what we are? Now, if that was the case, okay, do we really know? No, I don't think we really know how many people do, if any. But let's just say that all of us do. We know who and what we are, deep through our heart minds, that we are God within this body. We're not the body, and we're not any of the other material physical things. Name, whatever we possess, all temporary. We also know that we're the light. And as I've said, you could take just one of us, put us up in space, right? And have 1,000 suns behind us, and they would pale in comparison to the light that we are. No ifs, ands, buts about it. So when we leave the body, we enter in the matrix. We will do what we always do through thousands of lifetimes. We will go, we will cross over, and then we will, some image of someone from a past life or the life you just left will be there to, allegedly help you cross over. And then you'll see and meet usually, those who have left the body before you that are familiar. And everything. And it's intoxicating and it's seductive and it seduces us gods into what? To the process. Okay? We believe that heaven is separate. We believe that the God is separate from us. And that's what we believe. And then we do the whole thing over again and we come back into a body. Why is it that we don't, we get zapped electrically, gods that we are coming and going? But see, how will that transform for us? How will it transform? Well, while you're in the body, and you have enough time in the body, you will discover that you're the God in the body and not the body. You will also master your ego mind through the heart mind. And you will master your thoughts. And you will become one with the God that you are within the body. Now, what happens with that? Well, you will know that you're the light. You will have 100% faith, trust, and confidence in yourself and this universe. And you will have discovered that you are the heaven. You're the heaven, you're the light, you're the love, you're the peace, you're the joy, you're the bliss. You're all of it. See, and we've all been trained for a very long time to believe that we're not. And that's how it's gone for an endless period throughout the ages and existence for all of us. But what makes now different than all those other times? Well, we have what we call some much higher assistance in our vibrational frequencies, the photon energy field that we're passing through, that we were part of creating for this transition on this planet to go from dark to light. And that's, we're going to be doing that for the next few thousand years. So it's kind of burning away a lot of debris and blockage and the things that have kept us, so to speak, in the dark. And it's disintegrating, which is allowing us to discover much, well, I would say faster than ever before, quicker, that we are God in the body, not the body. That we are the light. That we are omnipotently supreme, powerful beings that never die. This will become a common understanding amongst all of us. It won't be ego mind. Ego mind will be gone. Because we'll have mastered it. Because we discovered that all of our answers are within us, not outside of us. So we decide, every one of us will decide to go within. And not like a whim or just test the waters. We'll go within and we'll stay within. What does that do? It increases our vibrational frequency and our ascension. And our vibrational frequency is what is crucial to our ascension. And we all know that if your attitude is pretty much down there in the sewer, everything's doom and gloom, life sucks, everything's bad, blah, 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 that's where you're going to stay, lifetime after lifetime. But when you start to figure it out, okay, so I could either be there in that goop, or I can make the decision to not be in it anymore. And it has no bearing on me what is happening outside of me. Because whatever's happening within is going to happen outside of me. So I shift gears and directions from within. And I begin to discover, my journey within is to discover the God that I am and to have a deep, intimate, loving relationship with the God that I am. Makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, we've all been out there, long time. I mean, many lifetimes. So it's not like we're foreign to it. And that's why we literally adapt to it so quickly, because we've done it so many times. It doesn't matter if we remember or not, we just know we've done it many times. And so that's another key factor and influence for us, is that we innately do know that we have incarnated many times, experienced many different things that we've created during those life sessions. And now I believe that more and more of us are going within, because we really do want to discover that we are the God in the body, that we are the light. Now, when all that transpires for any of us, when we do leave the body, we will decide when we leave the body. It won't be a surprise. We will leave, and when we leave the body, we will know we are the light. So if a light comes chasing after us, we will know that that is the trap. Okay? We will know that that's the matrix. And it will no longer hold us prisoner, because we will have discovered who and what we are while in the body. So one might say, well, then what happens? You're free. You're free from the matrix. You're free from the layers of the matrix. You can be anything, do anything, go anywhere you want, period. No light chasing you. You'll dispel the light that chases you. Okay? And you won't fear that light that chases you. It's like, how can that be? We've been literally sequestered in this matrix for eons. And we're going to be able to, so to speak, break the spell. Yeah, because it's an illusion. We were designed to literally go anywhere, anytime we choose. Why do you think they have that these creatures have put so many constraints on this planet with us, so that we would never discover that we're the God? I mean, truly, not superficially, but deeply understand that we're the God, we're the pure consciousness, we're supreme immortal beings that never die. Very powerful. Doesn't it make sense that they put all these things in place for us to keep us from ourselves, to keep us away from the gods that we are, which is not doable because we are the gods, but to keep us in the belief that we're separate, which is the illusion. Now, obviously, in our lives, all of us have different experiences in our lives, and that's a good thing because each of us can experience different things. But it's an illusion for us to be able to do that. It's like the golden ocean. You're a drop of the golden ocean. Each of us are drops of the golden ocean. We contain the essence of the golden ocean. And when that drop goes into that ocean, we're the one. Imagine the immensity of that. That all species throughout all existence and beyond, with gods within them, all with the illusion of experiencing different lives, okay, in the way of, what we create for ourselves. You could have Bill next to you and Jane, and they're experiencing a different life than you are, because it's how they perceive things. Now, you perceive things that you are the God, and everything you look at is the God. So you say, that's the God that I am. Others that are not aware yet look at it and say, isn't that a beautiful sunset, or isn't that a beautiful tree, or isn't that a beautiful lake, or isn't that a beautiful ocean front? That's, which it isn't a negative, but that's what they view. You view it as that's the God that I am. It's not ego mind either. It's heart mind. And you feel it. You feel the energy around you. You feel it all. Good, bad, and indifferent. It's like if you're presented with a challenge, right? That we look at, just challenge. And something happens in your life. And we've all been there more than once. And so it happens, and most of the time people will respond to it by saying, what the heck is this? What did I do to deserve this coming into my life? Instead of looking at it and saying, what is it I'm supposed to learn with this? See, that's the childlike curiosity coming in. Majority of people would do the first, not the latter, and be very upset at the fact that this is coming to their life, that it's being presented to them. They look at it from the perspective, from the ego mind, as saying, I didn't do anything to deserve this. Why is this here? Where did this come from? You can see how we miss the target. This is what happens. And we repeat and repeat and repeat, and we do it again, and then we do it again, and we do it again. We come into another body, another body, another body, another body. And until we get it right, from the perspective of saying, okay, so I know I'm the God in the body. And then you continue to understand that you're in the moment because it's all you know that you're going to ever have is the moment, the now. And then supposing or being seduced into yesterday or tomorrow, which we've all been there and still are, because we get seduced into it through the ego mind. And then some of us will say, okay, that's all right. I know I'm in the ego mind right now, so I'll focus on my breath, listen to it rise and fall, and I'll be back in the now. So I will alleviate suffering, because we all suffer in yesterday or tomorrow. We all do. Why? Because ego mind, and because we have expectations and attachments to yesterday and tomorrow. Pretty much, it's the flow of things. It's how it happens. But then when we go into the now, it's all gone. That's all gone. The worrying, the stressing, the fearing, the anxiety, the fear, it's gone. It disappears because it cannot exist in the now. Where's the ego mind? Yesterday and tomorrow. Is it there? No, it's not there. Now you would think that the majority of us would stay in the now. But that's the challenge, see? Because we're so acclimated to what? Yesterday and tomorrow. We get up in the morning, we're already thinking about tomorrow or a week from now or a year from now or whatever it may be. None of us are exempt from it. It isn't a negative either. It's to discover that and to say to oneself by being kind, gentle, and humble and generous with yourself at all times and saying, okay, I get this. I'm starting to get this, okay? The ego mind takes me into yesterday and tomorrow, so therefore it masters me to think about tomorrow while I'm in the now or today. So I wander off into tomorrow, and a lot of people wander off a year from now. They'll be thinking about a year from what's going to happen, and this and that. So that's where the stress, anxiety, and fear come from. The now. Not the now, but tomorrow and yesterday. The now keeps us away from it. We don't need it. See? And our perspective is much different in the now. Because why? Because we can manifest then in the now anything we desire. The key is staying in the now in order to do that. And being able to identify the fact that you feel that you're in the heart mind, but that ego mind of ours is real tricky, so it will make us think that we're in the now. In actuality, we're not. And then one might say, well, then how the heck you stay in the now if it's that tricky? Focus on the breath. Watch it rise and fall. You'll be in the now. Focus on that now and relax into your body. Breathe and be as still as a statue in a comfortable position with your body. Well, what the heck will that do? You'll be able to begin to master the ego mind. That's what it's there for us anyway, to master it. What about all that noise and all that chat, 60,000 thoughts a day coming in? That's the noise. That's our mind chatter. That's why so many people get so full of that mind chatter, they can't sleep. They're like off here, off there, off here, off there, worried about this, and then they go over here, and then this, and then that, and they just can't. Insomnia is their best friend, I guess. But when they understand that all of that is in the ego mind, and basically they're just thoughts anyway, until we give those thoughts power. We move them into our reality and we experience them. Whether it's conscious, subconscious, or unconscious. We do it every day. Many times a day. So we have this, okay, so let's say that we understand that. We understand that. It's our habit. It's what we're basically glued to is yesterday and tomorrow because it's how we're literally conditioned and programmed to be. And doesn't it sound or feel quite nice, very good, to not have that and to know that by being in the now you won't have it. Won't have any of that stuff. You'll be much freer and clearer. So your intention and your focus is what you want. There's no obstruction anymore. That's the only place, by being in the now, is the only place that you're going to be able to manifest what you want. And some people unconsciously aren't aware that they're not in yesterday or tomorrow and are able to manifest things. And then they finally figure it out. As soon as I go into the ego mind, I'm in my own way, so then I'm not going to be able to manifest the things that I desire, want. So therefore, I will stay in as much as I can practice of being in the now. You can do it all, during the day. Okay? You can do it walking, swimming, climbing, running. You can be doing it all the time. And it's practice, it's repetitive. You keep reminding yourself. You're not harping on it, but you keep reminding yourself. It's like, okay, so I can look at my fears because I'm not in them anymore. See? You can look at your fears because you're not participating through the ego mind with your fears. So you can watch the ego mind. You can watch those fears that are created by the ego mind. And you check them off. Yeah? Here's fear number 25. Here's fear number 50. Okay, here's this fear. And you do it as they come in, because you when you have a problem, and then you're able to eliminate the problem, as soon as you do that, another one's there to replace it. Why is that? Because you're in the ego mind. What about the now? No problems. There's no problems. It's like right now on this planet, we're in an absolutely phenomenal ascension, transition. Transdimensional event, occurrence, which, because of our vibrational frequency of this planet, of the gods that we are, photon energy field, this is why this is happening. All of it. The actual vaporing of pure evil. Okay? Which means pure evil no longer exists on the planet. Well, then one would say, well, isn't there always dark particles in the light particles in the dark? Sure there is. But it's in a balance. There's more light than there is dark. And this planet had more dark for so long that everybody acclimated to it without knowing it, because they were all kept in the ego mind, without knowing that either. It's like coming out of a cave that you were actually birthed in and grew up in, and that's all you knew was that cave. And so you were fine with that cave. You lived there, you ate there, you did everything there. Period. You didn't know anything different, did you? You loved that cave. You had to have light to see because you couldn't see. Your eyes had to adapt, and your skin and everything. But that's all you know and knew, that you were in that cave. And then one day something happened. Part of the cave collapses, and you see this bright light coming in. And at first you don't know what the heck it is, because you've never seen the sun. And you go, wow, what is that? And of course it affects your eyes, because your eyes are not used to that light. This is how the transition has happened on this planet. This is what we're in right now. And so then you begin to venture out there. Your eyes begin to adapt to the light. It's not super bright anymore. You're able to, don't have to cover your eyes, and then there's an opening. Okay? At first you just see the light. But then an opening is there that actually let the light in. You notice the opening. You say, I wonder what's out there. Now remember, all you knew, see, in the cave, is that the darkness was good. You didn't feel threatened or anything. You didn't know there was any light. You didn't know what light was. Basically, you knew the light that you could create within the cave so that you could somewhat see. But you really didn't know on a comparison basis between light and dark. So you go out and then you see the sky, and you see this blue sky, and you see all this vibrance and everything for the first time. And you feel very excited and enlightened in a way. That's all new. Now, in the very moment on this planet, you're going to continue to feel a lighter atmosphere, a more of a buoyant energy, because as the darkness is vaporized from the planet, the more and more of the light and the deep eternal love will flood you. And the God within you is that flood. Isn't that ironic? So your photon energy, God that you are, pure, deep, eternal love, and everything that goes with it. And you're being flooded with it from the outside in. And you're starting to experience the lifting on the planet. What is the lifting? The lifting is the heaviness of the dark energy is being vaporized. So one might ask, okay, so does that mean the darkness is completely gone? No. The darkness has been so diminished in the light. The darkness still exists in the light, but the light is the major prevalence. The deep eternal love, kindness, the generosity, and the humbleness. This is the transition that this civilization, this species is making right now. And those who are somewhat aware to a certain extent, they're going to feel this deep eternal love a lot more than those who are not aware. It takes them longer. They'll feel it, but they won't know what it is. Those who are aware will know what it is. And maybe you've been experiencing some of that. You're home, while you're sleeping, while you're just going about your day. It's not something that's just, and this is interesting because it's not a fleeting thing. You know, we've had those moments of bubbling bliss from the God within us at times. Not that we understood it. Felt really good. But now it's much more fluid. It's not choppy. And this is the ascension process of this species, this civilization. Ascension. We're going into higher frequencies by choice. Not bumping in the dark and accidentally. We're doing it by choice. Now, many of us, it might be unconsciously so. Others subconscious, and then others conscious. That this transition is actually happening. It's not something, that you can see it. There'll be times where you'll be able to see it around you. But it's not something that you'll be able to pick up like a ball and play with it. Because you'll see much clearer by feeling it, if you know what I mean. And the stresses and the fears and the anxieties, because you'll be much more apt to focus on the now than you would, like we've all done over and over again, the yesterday and tomorrow. We won't be doing that anywhere near as much. What do you do when you're happy? I mean, really happy. It's a tremendously good feeling, isn't it? And for no apparent reason. There's no catalyst that you're aware of, that you just are genuinely happy. And it's like taking off a film off of a clear, window or something. They have a film on there and you can't see or anything. Take the film off and everything's clear. It's like someone has cataracts removed and then they look and they go, wow, look at the colors and everything. And the discovery that this species is making, and it's going to accelerate, is that they will begin to know that they are actually the God within the body. That they are not the body. I mean, deeply so. And this, like I said, it opens up the way for higher and higher and higher vibrational frequencies, intentionally. Because we're creating those vibrational frequencies by blending with the gods that we are. See, this is a major, massive spiritual transition for this civilization. It's huge. Some will be, more apt to know some things, just deeply know them, and so their ascension is a lot different than those who are in the dark. They just don't. It hasn't resonated or connected with them yet. And that's, where we're here to help ourselves first and then everybody else. Help each other. To assimilate this and understand it. And eventually, you will begin to experience, we all will, that we will combine. Remember, we're all one. But to identify and understand that and embrace it, then we'll be able to focus in any direction we choose. And and now we talk about fifth dimensional density, frequency. This is where we will step into that. And the planet begins to transition, which it's doing now, believe it or not, into a God-planet paradise. That's what's happening. On this planet, beneath the surface of this planet, center of the planet, around the planet, this is what's happening. You will see skies, you will begin to see skies that are so blue that you've never experienced such blue skies, ever. That you could ever remember or recall. You will see colors that will be more vivid than you could ever imagine. It's across the board, this transition. It affects everything. And since we all have created our surroundings to experience them, and events and everything that we create to entertain us, and when we become fully connected with the gods that we are in these bodies, then everything's going to come out as it really is. And this is the transition that we're all in. So in the quiet time of this meditation, see it, feel it, breathe it in, embrace it. Embrace the God that you truly are. Love yourself, the true God that you are in that body. This continually increases the vibrational frequency because we choose to do it. We're not forced, we're not manipulated, we're not tricked, we're not maneuvered. We choose to do it. And we do it without fear. We're not fearful of it. We just do it because we want to. And then you start experiencing your creation. Imagine that. You are consciously aware that what is happening around you is due to what's happening within you, the discovery of the God that you are. And that's how this planet is transitioning into a God planet paradise. Can it be stopped? No, there's no way. No, it can't. It has already been done. So it is now transitioning. So all the things that we thought we knew, and the lower vibes, we will discover that all of them were illusions created by us. And that's when I talk about that you'll be able to, when you choose 1,000 years, 10,000 years, 20,000 years, when you choose, you say, you know what? You could be with a bunch of friends, and everybody's in tune, mind you, okay? You say, guys, I have made the decision to leave the body. They're going to cheer, say. It's because the ego mind won't be there. So it's like, well, that's great. Let's have a get-together before you leave the body. So the things that we have been conditioned and programmed throughout the ages, like putting an empty body in the soil and talking to it and doing all these things will all change. They'll just change. Because you see, when someone decides to leave the body, you'll know that. You'll understand that, what that means. Okay? Not committing suicide like today and the danker frequencies. It's, I want to do other things. And so you lay down, you leave the body. And everybody knows that. It's not like, oh, it's happiness and joy. Because we won't have attachments, won't have expectations, won't need them. We will have mastered the ego mind. This is all part of the transition and ascension of this civilization. And we're in it. And there's no turning back either. Why would anyone care to turn back? Join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. And an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still. Whatever suffering is occurring in your life, remember that it's simply there because you keep dwelling on it. Stop entertaining these thoughts and realize that you are the master who is always manifesting your experience of reality. Sometime today, or the next few days, take 20 minutes to write down and release everything you think is wrong with your life. And as you write it, feel it releasing from your system and proclaim that the opposite thought is now true. Get it out of your system so you can stop thinking about it. Once you stop focusing on what's wrong and start thinking about what is right, your suffering will end. Throughout today, practice letting go of trying to fix yourself or figure out what's wrong, and focus only on what's right with it. Practice formulating thoughts that are constructive rather than destructive today. Think only about what inspires you, excites you, and makes you happy. Your thoughts happen for you, not to you. Spend your entire day focusing on what an amazing and magnificent life you truly have. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night, following morning. And we will return here tonight, Reverse Aging Health Call and everything else, at around 9 p.m. Eastern. And tomorrow, Saturday, May 11th, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, and purest, the purest purest. Eternal gratitude at all times. And then watch the magic flow in.